Hi guys, and welcome back to 97 Projects. I'm Amy, and this week's project, I'm going to try and make coasters for the first time. Right, so the idea, we've had a couple of ideas. The first one, I've seen a really cool design with almost 2/3 of the dish white pearlescent, and then a third of the dish is like a clear with gold leaf. God knows I love a gold leaf. The second option is I want to try some more things with alcohol inks. So I could try to use the Decorum alcohol inks again and try to make like a Petri dish style. So we're going to be using this silicone mould, which I'll link in the description where I got it from. We're also going to be using our trusty craft resin as always. So the design I'm going to go for is this white pearlescent and gold flake coaster. If you've seen my first resin video, you would have seen I've used mica powder before, and today we're going to be using some white pearlescent mica powder. We're going to be using a different gold leaf today. It's a little bit fiddly. It's not the easiest stuff to use, honestly. Do you reckon? It's so thin, honestly, it's so thin. If you've been following me on Instagram at 97projectsyt, then you would have seen I've been doing quite a few of the same sort of key rings which have been selling on Etsy. I remember when I got the first order in actually, and I was actually really excited. It was a legitimate order. It wasn't somebody who I knew, but they'd obviously liked the product enough to place an order with me with no reviews on there. We've had a huge order from our friend Charlotte. She asked for 9 items in the end. I'll put some clips in here of what different bits that she ordered. So Etsy's got the same name as the YouTube and Instagram, so 97 Projects. Look out for us on there. A couple of bits and pieces that you'll see me doing here, I will put in the shop if I don't want them myself or they aren't made specifically for somebody else as a customer. So let's get started. I'm excited. For the resin calculations, I used an online calculator to tell me something that I'd forgotten from school, which is pi r squared, to work out the area of the circle, and then times that by the depth of coaster. I then split this into the two parts, the 2/3 and the 1/3. You'll have to forgive my crusty gloves here. This was originally filmed during the first lockdown in the UK, and gloves and all the other essentials like graphics cards and stuff were really hard to get hold of. I didn't upload it onto YouTube because I didn't immediately hit 10k subs on my first video, so I'd almost given up on YouTube. It wasn't until you guys told me how much you liked the first resin video that I decided that I would edit the rest of the footage that I'd filmed. And I've even bought a clip-on microphone, so you have to watch now because I've invested. I probably just used the same amount of mica powder in that whole jug of resin as I did in that tiny little mould the first time round. If I was to make these coasters again, I would absolutely leave it here. I would pour the rest of the gold and clear resin in here, and then just leave the larger amount of gold and clear. You'll see why in the end result. Should we have a look at these? I'm excited. So, right. Same problem as the first time I tried to do the letters, they're a bit thick. But, how gorgeous. Backs, I wish I had poured in a little bit of the clear with the gold leaf first so that it got onto the bottom a bit more. But if I maybe did these half the thickness, they would make great coasters. I could sell them as they are. If people are interested in them, maybe I could put them up in the Etsy shop. We could put your flower pots on them, they look really cool on those. Maybe people could drill a hole into them and then place them on the wall. Sort of wall placement. I really like them. I love the white pearl and the gold together, so beautiful. I think the ratios will be a bit different next time I do them. Maybe I'd go for even 50-50 maybe. Hardly any bubbles as well, so we're getting really good at getting rid of the bubbles. And that pearlescent white is to die for. I'd use that as a coaster actually, for like hot drinks. It's like the perfect size. I really enjoyed doing these. These felt like I was experimenting a bit more. I think I'm going to try a bit more experimenting. I might even do something similar like that inside the sort of geode pattern silicone mould that I've got. I know it's been done before, but I haven't done it before, so fudge you. I've heard mixed reviews about these moulds, that they're quite difficult to get the resin out of them, but no problem at all for me to get these out. I mean, they're quite big, aren't they? So, love it! Can't stop looking at it. So beautiful. I'd love a bit more, maybe clear at the top, so maybe the ratios do need a bit of adjusting. This gold leaf is the devil, but it looks great. So I may have to try and use that again. I've got actually a rose gold one of these, which I've made into key rings. I was thinking about that being a new range on the Etsy shop, just the pure clear and then rose gold flakes inside it. I've also got some silver of this as well, so I was originally to sort of break up the amount of gold leaf that I'm doing with Etsy. I was going to do that with silver, but then I thought the gold looks friggin' gorgeous, don't it? So if you've enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up and let me know that you're enjoying these. I will keep doing resin videos. If not, I'll move on to something else. Give me a thumbs up, it really helps my channel grow. Make sure you subscribe so you can see when my next video comes out. It might be a resin video, it might be something else. We've got a couple of projects lined up. I got a 3D printer for my birthday back in September, so I wanted to see if I could use it to make my own moulds for resin. I also filmed myself building the 3D printer. If you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments. I've made some similar LED lights with moulds I bought on eBay. I think until I can get it nailed, I'm going to try and do maybe some smaller projects, and then we'll move on to the bigger things like the penny tables and I'd love to do a rivet table as well, where they pour the resin chopping boards. But I'm not sure how food friendly that would be, because when you're working with resin, you have to be so careful not to inhale too much of it. Luckily, the craft resin is non-toxic, but when you're sanding it down, you have to be so careful. I use wet and dry paper so that the particles don't get into my system. So I don't know how food safe a resin chopping board would be, because you'd be slicing through the resin and then that could integrate its way into your food. I feel like the guy that's got the strings on the wall. Like, look, conspiracy. I want to make some more. This is so addictive. $97 projects. You can stop now. I've got some of the decorating jobs done that I wanted to do for ages, but was too stressed out with work to get done. We're trying to see lockdown and losing my job as a positive. Patio in the back garden. There's another one lining up, but that depends on me getting a job. To stop parking outside my house. So that my boyfriend can park on the drive too. Harry Potter! This is just a big cup, I'm not a borrower. There are some people that seem to overcharge? Can I say that? Is that nasty? Is that the tea, or am I just being nasty?